di arco. Pa di arco. This is a tree from the Amazon, which I've made a bit of a tea. You can see that's pretty light. Cheers. It's definitely got some tannins. It gets to be a reddish brown. A lot of people, when I looked it up, were saying steep it for 5 to 15 minutes, and you're not really going to get much of the good stuff out of that. But that's how I did it, because that's what some people were saying. Not really the case. It's got a pink flower. Those are not pau d'arco. Pau d'arco grows in the Amazon, mostly in South America. And it's a species of trees known as, is it Tabubia? It's the species Tabubia abelanede. Maybe I'll just flash the word up. It sounds nice when I can get it to roll off my tongue, but it won't right now. Abelanede? Not getting it. Lapacho, it's known as in the Amazon, not to be confused with mapacho, although it has a few similar effects in that it cures or will clean out things like parasites, things like, well, this one, it's antibacterial, it's antimicrobial, it's antifungal, it's got antioxidants. What else? Antifungal, antimicrobial, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory. People use it for cancer. All kinds of stuff this tree likes to clean out, and that's what I'm always telling people about the pau d'arco. The thing you gotta know is that it is the only tree, as far as I know, in the Amazon that nothing else grows on. Which is pretty incredible, because that area of the world, you know, there's just moss and there's lichens and there's ferns, and some trees will have hundreds of different life forms growing on them. Pau d'arco has nothing growing on it. So I've started to think of it, at least for myself, as the solidarity tree. It's just like no foreign life, which it's gotta have, you know, beneficial bacteria and mycorrhizal fungi and stuff, because it's a tree, right? It's a plant, so it's got to have some relationships, but it doesn't allow extra life forms to grow on it. And I've really kind of been meditating on that a bit. I've had a few things that I've been playing host to that are unfriendly, and just looking at myself and how I am, and being a Pisces and being myself, and sometimes you're a bit too open, or I am, and taking on everybody's stuff, and it's really difficult to draw the line between myself and the world. And one of those reasons I like living in the woods or the cave, but there's a lot going on in the cave. But still, you know, something I've been feeling in my own personal life, that I wasn't doing a good job at drawing the lines, and I feel like that's part of why I've had quite a few of my diseases, that I needed people to back up and needed a physical reason, and that's my own personal journey. So this, I didn't show you, I showed you the tea. Show you a bit of the bark. This is what people are usually using, is the inner bark. It's a nice brown. It's got a little red to it, shredded inner bark. And as I said, you can make a tea out of it. Quite a few people were recommending, you know, a couple minutes, 15 minutes. Really, a lot of the good stuff you're not going to get out of that. I'm doing it sometimes overnight with the guayusa but still, there's a lot of the stuff that you're not gonna get out of it. And what is it? The lapachol, beta lapachone, naphthoquinines are what they believe are having a lot of the effects. There's quinines, interesting. I think that works on malaria. So anyway, this is one of those plants that I really enjoy getting in spagyric form. Thought about getting more. I don't know if they're carrying this at the moment. Interesting. They say Tabubia heptaphilia. This is a species. There's different ones going on. Oh yeah, this one says heptaphilia too. I got interesting. It was different when I was looking it up. And this Avellanadiae was what I was commonly finding the internet said, and then Wikipedia was only talking about this other one that's mostly used for timber. And these are saying heptaphila. Interesting. Okay, so maybe I'll look into that some more. There's another tree, I believe, in this genus, the one Wikipedia was talking about, that is a big cause of deforestation. It makes really good timber wood, especially if you're using it outside. And you think of that if it's antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal, all that kind of stuff, then using outdoors, people are pretty into. On an interesting note, I've found that when I've left tea out in the garden or out here and there, if I have had any podiarco in it, even if I find it like months later, nothing grows in it. Just so that's kind of cool. And I think that's partly why people are using it for timber. Traditionally, it was used for bows. But it doesn't grow in stands. They grow individually. People are cutting roads to get to them, and then once they have the roads, then they're going in and there's deforestation that happens. And they're saying even within 60 years, regrowing from the young ones left, they don't think they'll replace. So maybe this is something we gotta be cultivating. Another one where if we can be getting this wildcrafted, then maybe that is a helpful thing to keep the Amazon intact. And maybe we'll have to end up growing it, which, the rainforests are people's gardeners, and cheers to all the people who garden the rainforest. And so it's one, if you're using it, that it's nice to have other plants or other things that you take with it that will help remove some of the toxins from the system and some of the dead bacteria where it can cause a huge die-off. You want to start slowly. You want to start with smaller amounts and work up into it. Partially because of that it can cause excess die-off of bacteria and fungus and this and that, which then if they're sitting there dead, that can cause more problems. So things like charcoal or other plants that will help actually pull it out of the system are good to have. I don't like having it with too many other things. It's rough on digestion. That's part of the side effects that can cause dizziness, lightheadedness, nausea, just tiredness. You just get pretty exhausted taking this plant. And that's part of its wonderful magic and medicine, but also a drawback. And one of the things I don't like about using this plant, I try not to. I don't want to have to use this. But it does just kind of kill everything. It can be like a biome death where it's killing good bacteria, it's killing bad bacteria. It doesn't care. It's like, get out of here. It's cleaning house. And so when you need that, and especially someone like me, it's like, oh, well, I got parasites and the staph and this and that. And it's really powerful. Even if you have antibiotic resistant staph, this one is one of those that works. It's important to know, since all staph will probably be antibiotic resistant soon. But just know, it is killing out everything. It's kind of a biome death thing. And again, remember, the only tree in the Amazon, nothing's living on it. Solidarity tree. It's just cleaning house, death and rebirth, starting over. And so you're going to want to follow it with probiotics and stuff. I do like to have it on its own. I'm doing better. At first it was making me real dizzy, and I just wanted to go lay down and feel everything die out. And real dizzy, lots of pain. You feel it a lot in my head, my heart, and just all over. It's good to let it have a minute, do its thing. It's pretty brawny and intense, cleaning house. And then after a while, come back with some probiotics, and it's really nice if you can be kind of fasting, cleansing, sort of. Haven't been doing the best job, kind of off and on, but it's one where if I'm eating a lot of food after this, it's kind of rough, because I don't necessarily have all the bacteria and all that to process, and just all that intense cleanse and then clogging myself full. It's pretty nice to have as part of a liquid diet, and again with other probiotics, and to follow it up with that. And I'm gonna have to go old growth tour or some such after and get some good bacterias and all kinds of things back in my system. Also, some people will say it's helpful. It's gonna block, what is it, lipase? I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's an enzyme that helps you process and digest fat. So you won't be processing fat, and so as a weight loss kind of thing, wouldn't be my go-to for something like that. But, kind of effective. Definitely, and one that it's a powerful cleanse. It's a nice one to have a bathroom readily available. It's going to loosen everything. When you gotta go, you really gotta go. Just be aware. It's definitely one of those kind of liquefy the insides, and that's one of the side effects of it. So wouldn't really be my first choice as a weight loss. It's kind of one of my last choices. I don't want to have to use this tree. I don't really like it. I love it when I need it, but I don't want to use it often. And then you're going to have to do work to repair everything, and just exhausting. Which some people will say, because there's a high iron content, things like that, don't take it in the evening because it will keep you up, because the iron, I find it's pretty exhausting, and I'm doing a lot better. I can tell where I'm not quite as wiped out when I'm taking this, and that's a good thing. There's a lot less things that are dying out of me, so I'm pretty into that. You don't want to take it with blood thinners, and you definitely don't want to take it when it's pregnant. When you're pregnant. On a serious note though, because it is cleaning out foreign bodies, and your body will treat that as a foreign body, the life growing inside of you, and so one that can definitely cause miscarriage. So be aware. Definitely don't take this when you're pregnant. And some people, because of the iron thing, they'll take it for anemia. There's all kinds of things that people use it for, I'm pretty resistant, or I don't want to have to take this plant, but when it's there, and like I said, in the position I've been in, having parasites and staph and kind of a collection of foreign unfriendly bacterias and all kinds of, had kind of a collection of terrible mannered hitchhikers, and that's part of my thing. I'm claiming solidarity for myself, I guess. Just unwanted energies and life forms that I've taken on and have carried for my own reasons, but pretty done with that. Still lots of things I've learned, and this is a good one to know about, especially as antibiotics become completely resistant. That's what the medical people are thinking, that all antibiotics are going to be antibiotic resistant soon, to the, at least to the drugs that we know of. And so, good one to keep around, and in the forest where we're clear cutting and where people are over harvesting and then clearing out for agriculture and this and that. This is a really, really helpful one to have. I do hope that we continue to have it. If you're out there, that's one of the ways you can find it. Pink flowers. It will bloom before the tree puts out leaves. And I'm going to say it again, only tree in the Amazon that I know of with no foreign life living on it. So that's pretty cool. I guess I'll show you when I'm down there, and we'll go find some and look at some. And for now, I guess that's it. That sums it up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.